What's up, guys? We are going to take a little bit of a break from our normally scheduled automotive and sound system tomfoolery to venture into something new. So I bought a house, like I said in the last video, and I'm loving it so far. So I've had this house, this is my second week. This is the second day I've been out, or this is the third day I've been out here working now. So some things have changed. It's mainly just all outside stuff. It needs a lot of work. There's no hiding that. Not that I would hide it. It's been abandoned for 10 years, and it shows it. And like the majority of the houses that were in my price range, all the updates that were done to it were pretty cheap, like the tile ceilings. So I was here yesterday. I'm pretty beat. I slept here overnight just on a foam pad, so bear with me if I look terrible. I'm not wearing lipstick, I swear. I had a fire last night and I got a little too close to it and it gusted up and it burnt all the hair off my hand and my arms, so my lips got fried as too, and my face is kind of red from it, but I think we're all right. So we're in the upstairs right now. This is the master bedroom, and this is looking east here. Not that you can see anything. Yeah, my broken window. There isn't too much on this house that isn't going to need replaced, so we'll walk around a little bit. I'll show you guys the upstairs. We'll go downstairs. I'll save the basement for another day because it's in pretty bad shape. If it's physically in good shape, it just looks really bad, so I want to get it cleaned up before I show you guys it because it's bad, and yeah, I'm just not doing that, so. So real quickly, I'd like to tell you guys the plan for the upstairs. So I'm going to keep this room and this room the same. Obviously, and behind that wall is where the closet was for that room. That's cool. I like that. For this room, normally there was this huge closet for it, and I don't know why you need a closet that big for just this small of a room, which it's not even a small room, it's pretty good size, but my plan right now, and I have allergies, so I apologize for my sniffling. I can't seem to blow my nose enough. But my plan is to wall it off, like right here, have it about be the same depth as the other room's closet. And then what's left here is going to be the closet for the master bedroom. I'm going to knock a hole in that wall. All these little diamond windows, they're coming out. As you saw, they all are either loose or leaking. You can see air through them or see outside through them. So those are all coming out. And they all happen to be in the closets. So I don't really need them. I'll just put lights in. That's fine with me. But this is where I want the door to be. You know, your bed will probably be here. I'll have to move that outlet probably over to there, or maybe move it over, undetermined, but that's the plan for that. That's a pretty good spot for a dresser, mirror, and then in here, my plan is to take this bathroom, and since this is just a weird angle and I don't take baths, I shower, so I would like to take this out and bring the sink 90 degrees over right next to the door. Then I'll put like cabinetry here and basically wall off just right where the tub is at now. Take that wall down and then open this area up. And I might make these walls the same level because this is recessed where the door's at. Because obviously that, unless there's something in there that I don't know about, which I don't think there is, because there's no venting, but I'd like to move that back a good bit, and then I would like to have probably a shower here, have the shower head come down here, that way you have full height, you can be in here, and you could fit probably 2 people in it, I would think, at least 1 person easily. I'd probably have it be wider, and then maybe have the tub down there where you know, you don't need the room above it, but that's to be determined. And then probably have the sink here and maybe just have countertop or something over there, because really, so I'm like 6'1", probably 6'2" with these shoes on, and I can only come over this far before I hit my head on the roof. So, but the good things, I've got windows downstairs that I think I can replace these. Other than that, and this one's cracked. If you guys can see that. Not really. Oh, they can. But I've got windows downstairs that I can replace these with. All the windows downstairs are going to get replaced. So if I can move those 2 up here, I think I'm good on windows up here, other than taking out the little diamond windows. All the flooring in this house is hardwood. It's all just been carpeted over or vinyled over or whatever it may be. It's in every room, and that is a big deal to me. I actually haven't looked in the bathroom here. Yeah, it's hardwood. I figured it would be because you can see it back there, so that's good. So I'll be refinishing the hardwood. I'm not going to put carpet down. You know, if this house has good hardwood, then you better believe I'm going to use it. You know, if I want carpet in my bedrooms, you know, that's what they make rugs for. So with that being said, we'll venture downstairs. But the railing is old. They said that this house was built, I believe, in the 1890s. So it's got some age on it. That's, what, 135 years old? So that's getting after it. But they did say that the house originally did not have a basement. It was lifted, dug out, and then had the basement put under it. So the basement, the foundation is not from the 1980s. But, like, the flooring and everything else, I believe it probably is. This house has the, you're not going to see it down here. I'll get to it when we get downstairs, but it has like the real 2-inch wide boards. I believe they're either 2x8s or 2x10s. So it's a pretty solid house. I mean, it creaks like crazy, but you know, you get that with wood flooring, and I don't mind that one bit. So, but this will all get refinished along with the stairs. At the bottom, there is one step that needs refinished. It got cut off there, unfortunately. But all the rest of them are in good shape. They've just been carpeted over, so they need to be redone. But with that out of the way, now we'll get to the lower level. So this area back here was an addition. I believe it was done sometimes within the last 20 years. I'm personally not a big fan of it. There's an opening there in the foundation that the cement block they put down. Then they blocked around and then back to the house on this side. But there's really nothing supporting the middle here. Like if you jump, it is kind of bouncy, and I'm not a fan of that. But I do have 200 amp service. They've got everything labeled here pretty well. So far it seems like it's accurate, but and then this is how you get downstairs, and this is all going to change. I absolutely can't stand this. This is really steep. Like there is absolutely no way in hell you are getting down there with a furnace or anything, and they expanded foamed the door shut, so you can't even open it. So you have to come in through this door, go into the house, and you'd have to make your way back down there. I mean, these stairs are a steep pitch. So, and when they put this foundation up, because they did this at the same time as the part that I'm standing on, this area right here is still dirt floor, and I don't understand that at all. So I want this to come down. The cement block crap that they put up is going to come away, and I want to make just a pathway that's, door width or a little more coming up, and then just have like a cellar door on it, and just have it be like a walkout basement again. Take this whole structure in here down, because it's just, get rid of that door. There's a door right here, like, come on now. So, and with it being walkout, there's a lot better access to get down to the basement. And then this door is going to go away, along with all the siding. I need to have siding done. They just put siding over top of the original wood siding of the house, which the actual wood siding doesn't even look that bad, but regardless, it all needs to come off. It all needs new. There's a ton of holes punched in it. It's warping because they didn't put it on right. I'm not showing you guys that bathroom because it is terrible. But, I mean, it needs a lot of work. Overall, the cabinetry, that's in pretty good shape. It just needs new faces. The sliding doors, I kind of like it. I kind of don't like it. I'm not really sure how to feel on it. They need some work. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the layout right here with the basement and all that. Or not with the basement, with the bathroom. And with this cabinet and how the spacing all works right here. Because this pushes the wall back. And I'm not really sure if I'm ever going to use that. With the HVAC stuff running up through the middle here. Like, this is kind of like a table area. I'd rather use it as that than storage. I mean, you've got tons of storage here. Like, I'm never going to probably fill all that. But right now the plan is to use this as a study. I'll have like my printers, my computer, my router, all that stuff down here. And then with this door being gone, my plan is to then put an entrance to the basement inside to go along with getting rid of that. So that's my plan for that. That window needs replaced. These are the two windows that I was going to take upstairs to fix those windows. And then the windows down here are not nearly big enough. It's hard to tell on camera because it auto adjusts for the light. But this room down here is just really dark. Like, there is no reason why that window couldn't be 3 times wider, which I know that makes it more expensive. And this one's the same width, but it's shorter. There's no reason why it couldn't be way bigger. So those need to get bigger. Not a huge fan of this archway, but I'll see how it goes as I tear into things. And then they framed in the windows that used to be on the front here because they put in an addition on the front when they did the addition on the back, which was also when they did the last layer on the roof, which I think there was 2 layers on the roof. I had a roofing company come out to give me an estimate, and they said there's 3 layers. I'm not totally sure I believe that. I think the 3rd layer they saw was a patch job. I don't think the entire roof is 3 layers, but this is the addition out the front. It is poured cement, but I believe it's on top of cement foundation, or at least the edges are cement foundation. I'm not sure how they did it. But again, you see the original wood siding. They did not do a good job roofing because it's literally tearing off the roof, as you'll see when we go outside. But down here, you can see it's all starting to be torn apart. That wasn't for me, that was the previous owner. And I presume because it leaks in under the door, it leaks in through the windows, and then the biggest thing is you can see the damage here. It's leaking in between the addition and the house. It's probably because the only thing sealing this off from the house is shitty tin work and expanding foam. They loved that stuff a lot, as you can see here. So where they framed these windows in, they are the same size, side to side on either side of the door. My plan is to put some nice big windows in there. Since all this needs torn down, since the outside of the house, we'll just take a peek out here real quick because I want to take you around the property, but that'll be momentarily. You can see the siding here is sagging really bad. So since that all needs to come down, my plan right now is to turn this into a porch. I originally was not fond of the idea. And the doors, man, they all suck. I was not a fan of the porch idea, but my dad's kind of talked me into it, and the more I think about it, I think it would be a good selling point. So they also originally had their washer and dryer up here. The plan is to move those into the study as well, upstairs on the first level. With this being partly out of the ground, it's like 2 foot out of the ground, and due to where the septic's at, if I put the washer and dryer on the basement level, I'm not really sure how it would drain. I'd have to drain it into the floor drain, And I know that you can do that, but I'm not super, I don't know, I'm not super into that. So I think all this is going to get taken out. I will more than likely take that chimney out when I have roofing done, because I'm going to have roofing done. But that pretty much concludes the floor. I think this pretty accurately sums up the house, the state of that it's in. There's just a bunch of junk. So, with that being said, let's go outside because that's the cool part. So it's a new day, and we're gonna adventure outside today. So usually when it's daylight and I'm here, usually my parents are here or somebody's here who doesn't want to be on video, and so I don't record anything. So my parents just left. It's still daylight, so I'm gonna quickly run around and take a video of the property. It's already changed a ton. I will do a voiceover since it's so windy, but let's get into it. All right, so here we're looking south off the property. Not really a whole lot there. That land directly to the south of me is used for vegetables, so that's kind of cool. You can see, obviously, there's a lot of roofing damage. I'll get into more of that later on, but the roof did have to be replaced. There was no getting around that. There was no patching it or repairing it. It had already been repaired before. There were areas where I counted up to 5 layers of shingles, which is just crazy. So you can see this is where the old chimney used to be. That is eventually going to come down. That is an old septic which runs into the basement, but it's just open, so that's got to come out as well. You can see some areas there where we're pulling some trees out. That area that we're looking at right there is the entrance to the basement. That I'm also going to turn into a porch at some point. This whole area back here is just completely demolished. He had a fire on this porch and he actually burnt a hole in it. But eventually I'd like to move the power supply over onto the north side of the house as well, off the addition. You can get a good idea of how torn up the siding is, though. It's not in very good shape. There's quite a few holes in the siding that were actually from him shooting the house, I presume, because there's holes in just about everything else. The mailbox was absolutely torn up. There used to be a tree here. That stump, I played hell trying to get it out. Turned out to be a pretty good sized stump. There's going to be a lot of work done regrading this ground that I'm standing on right now, because right now the water is draining back towards the house and it's causing water to get into the basement. So this used to all be fenced in. Unfortunately, I do not have any footage of that. There used to be a fence here where you can see it was burnt off, but there is just junk everywhere right on the top of the ground there. Just so much stuff. It's just a bunch of junk. But we got the fence taken down. We got the majority of the posts taken out. As you can see, there's still stumps. That's one of the bigger stumps. This is the barn or shed. I call it barn, pole barn, that I've got. For the most part, it's in good shape. There's 2 beams that needed to be worked on. They were rotted off so bad that they were not even in contact with the ground anymore. They're floating. So I don't think I covered it in this video, but I ended up just cutting them off, kind of swinging them out of the way, and then putting another beam under them and then setting it back down on it. This is a tractor I bought from my dad. Actually, it's a perfect size for this property, so it's all worked out really well. As you can see, I have to do a bunch of tin work. Thankfully, there's enough tin on the property that I'm able to put the majority of it back together. This is another fenced-in area. I believe he had cows on this property around the barn there. I think he had cows and chickens just from the sort of feeders he had. Here in the middle, it's just a bunch of junk again. There's a lot of shingles. There's toilets, bed frames, mattresses. It looks like an old salt tank for a water system, maybe.
it's just this. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I don't know if I'm gonna try to like just dig a hole and bury it or what. But this is all the old carpet over to the floor inside. That came all up off of from upstairs. Eventually, we burnt all this off. I believe this was an old silo, this concrete structure that we're walking up to now. I still have not cleaned it off, actually. I need to do that. But now we're facing north. I'm not sure what that brick is doing there. There's just random deposits of brick all over the property. I don't know why it's over there. There's no foundation there. You can see the fire where I've been burning everything at there. Now we're walking over to one of the foundations that I would like to build a garage on. I measured it and I think it's around like 25 by 35, something close to that. And the foundation, it looks old, but it looks like it's in really good shape. There's really just two main cracks. And even though it's cracked, it hasn't separated, or like it's not uneven. So it's got another little poured patch on the east here that I would like to put an overhang on, or a little lean-to. But eventually I was able to get all this cleaned off when I redid the roof, and was able to scrap a lot of it in the dumpster I got for the roof. There's an old roof in the grass back there, or part of a roof anyways. There's a lot of stuff here that just makes no sense as to why it's here. Like why there is all this like conduit with wire in it. I don't. It was not used in the house. Maybe it came out of the garage at some point, I guess. Not sure. This foundation that we're on now is separate from the one that we were on previously. It's not in as good a shape. It's cracked a lot more. The tree growing up in it has really not done any good things to it. And the wall there on the north side is also not in great shape. I don't know that I would trust it to hold a roof up if any strong winds came along. I think he had a dog pen here at one point. This is another poured cement pad. I'm currently using it to park my mowers and implements on, so that they don't get caught up in the grass. But from here over, there isn't any foundations. I think he actually used to have a track on the east side of the property where he would ride four-wheelers or dirt bikes and whatnot at, which is kind of cool. The junk is everywhere on this property, though. It doesn't end. I'm recording this voiceover at a later date once a lot of this work has already been done. Thankfully, I was able to get a lot of it picked up, but it just never ends. You pick up the big stuff, and then there's just smaller stuff waiting to be picked up afterwards. It's like there's just a random like tonneau cover there. I'm not going to try swinging from that. Good chain though. I still have not taken that down. I'm not too hot on the idea of climbing up the tree. That's where the boundary line's at. The bottom of my hand and then over to me. You can kind of see down there where that light is at. There's a highway that runs along there. It's quite a ways away, but with the way that sound travels out here, you can still hear it pretty clearly. This is a cool little thing that I was not expecting to find, is a little cellar, or I call it a bunker, but it's got a chimney in it. And then under there is a well, I think, like a pit. It's not drilled, but it's just I think it used to hold water. You can see that cement cap there that I just walked past. That is my current septic. I believe that was put in around 2014. so it's relatively new. Got some more carpet from upstairs. I'm so glad to get all that out of there. It was just disgusting. So when I bought the house, there were really a couple main big questions, and that was, is the septic going to be okay, and is the well going to be okay? So I turned the well on, I believe it was 2 days ago, and it came up to pressure, shut off. All that went well. The pressure gauge was leaking, so I fixed that today. And they had 2 open lines in the house, so I sealed them off, and that all held. But I got another problem. So a little update on the piping. I found another leak up there. Thankfully, I found it before I turned the water back on and I had everything fixed. So this was the piece I was telling you about that was broke. Somewhere. Oh, right there. So I had to cut this in half to get the big piece out. And then with that being cut off, I was able to heat this end up on the non-elbow piece. And I was able to get vice grips on it, heat it up, and wiggle it out. So with this piece out, this is the piece that was up top. I did the same thing, took it off. So I'm going to cut that piece of spare pipe to size and then put a new 90 on it, solder it back to one end, and then I'm going to put another, or I'm going to measure out what it takes to measure or to equal those lengths, put another 90 on that, solder it on the other end, and then since it's dark and my lighting is pretty terrible and I forgot my headlamp, I will be installing this the next day that I'm down here. This project was actually my first time sweating pipes, and for a beginner, I don't really think they look all that bad. So this guy is all done. Got the new piece on there, new piece on there. It's all ready to go in. Boy, this system is giving me the work. So I got that pipe in. It's all sweated in. There are birds running into that window left and right. So got that piece in, powered it up. My light burnt out, but there used to be a shower here, and clearly it's disgusting and it's coming out. And where the handle was to mix the water, it was leaking. So I just cut it down there, capped both of them. That is holding, and I turned the water on. It was building pressure, building pressure. I didn't really hear anything yet. And eventually I heard some just slight dripping upstairs. It was getting heavier and heavier. And go figure, I got another broken pipe. So tore into this wall, and look at that. I ended up cutting them horizontal so they're a little easier to sweat, but this was the one that was burst. This is the hot. As you can see, it was burst as well. So speaking of hot water pipes that are burst, since I gotta run downstairs to get tools, there's a hot water pipe that's burst down here as well. So I think we're up to 5 pipes and 1 faucet that's leaked. You can see it right there in the middle of the screen. So I think I'm gonna try to cut it and swat a new piece in there. Well, we got water, but yeah, that's about it. I have a feeling it's going to run brown for quite a while with how long this place has been shut off for. It is clearing up slowly. It was running brown like the color of that. It is clearing up. So, I don't know. I got all my leaks fixed. One of the caps that I put on in the bathroom over there didn't do so hot. Yeah, it's even clearing up more now that I'm standing here. Well, that's good. But one of the caps I put on over here was leaking slightly. The one that's right there. So I think my plan is I'm going to completely demolish this bathroom, disconnect everything. I gotta buy probably 3 toilets because this one's just disgusting. The one upstairs is actually broken. It's split in half. I tried using it earlier and found that out the hard way. Now there's water all upstairs. But so I think I'm gonna tear this bathroom out and then remodel this whole area right here where the cupboard's at, where the bathroom's at, and like I said earlier, this is gonna be my study. Just get all this figured out how I want it, get all the walls moved around, and then get this bathroom put in. My plan is to have this with a sink, toilet, and like a bath with the shower, so that you can have a bath or shower down here, and this will make this a full bathroom. But I don't like this layout. It's kind of weird, and like I said, I want to take that hutch built-in thingy, and I'd like to move it out. I'd like to keep it, but just move it out of the wall and maybe refinish the outside of it or something. But right now, my plan is just work on the sink. Oh yeah, it's even getting better now. Okay. I just gotta let it run for a while. But my plan is to like get the sink cleaned up so I can like wash my hands and stuff and clean up at the end of the day. And hopefully this looks a lot different. So it's clean. Thankfully I figured out why that tape is there. It is obviously because there's a hole there. So even the sink has not made it out unscathed. It is gonna need replaced as well. But I noticed that every time you turn the water on, it seems like it runs dirty again. But that being said, that looks pretty good. You know, I'd probably drink that. So since that's clean, I would really like to get the whole kitchen cleaned up. At least the counters anyways. Get all this vacuumed up. My girlfriend is coming to see the place for the first time in 2 days, so I don't know about you guys, but every time I get a new vehicle, whether it was the Toyota, the OG, the Dually, the Jetta, you know, my shitboxing episodes, usually the absolute first thing I do is I clean them. I take them down to the bare bones, and I find that if you do that and you really, really clean them good, you learn a lot about them. And I know there's a lot more to this house than the countertop, but I got the counter cleared off. All that stuff's over here. And I got that area over there cleaned off. I started wiping the walls down. The only area that's left is these 3 windows, and then this area over here. I got to move the microwave over here because those outlets don't work over there apparently. So, but I mixed up some bleach, and I've just been going at it, man. The water was pretty yellow again when I turned it on. Like I said, when it sits for a bit, it seems like it gets really yellow. Everything's all nice and clean. I like it. Starting to feel like home. I guess that's what I was trying to get at earlier was the cleaning. It makes it feel like it's your own. It makes you acquainted with it. And I haven't really felt that with this place since I've been working on it, but now that I clean something, for whatever reason, now I kind of feel attached to it. So it's a calm night tonight. The silence is deafening. So just spent some more time cleaning up the property. I just got a ton of trees pulled up. You can't see them because it's dark as shit. But it's all ready for pretty much the entire west half of the back of my property to be burnt. And at that point, half of my property will be able to be cleared. As you guys saw, directly to the west of my house has already been cleared. I'm just trying to do the north half of that now. We've just burnt here out the back of my house. I don't think you can't see shit, but my well is over here, and I just burnt what's right here in front of the whatever this is, porch, patio thing. So that's good. I don't know if I've shown you guys an update on the inside yet. We can do that. I've also started working on tearing out the front here. So it was funny, my girlfriend was over. She saw the house, gave more or less her approval, and she was joking around that when he built this, he just used leftover wood. And at the time, I was busy tearing out the drywall, and I didn't realize it, but just stuff like this, that I didn't see it, but that's what she was referring to. So you can see this board is not long enough to go the full length, so he just spaced it with vertical 2x4s. So again, like, he literally just had extra wood. He did it up here as well, and just expanded foamed the difference, which is just crazy to me. So all the walls are down. Like this area right here where it's got the hole, that's duct tape outside of that. I'm sure they just shingled right over that. So that's pretty cool. But I was looking at this. So they have all the wood. I believe those from Lath and Plaster. I believe those are the lath part. They still have all that. So I'm still considering whether I want to tear out all the drywall inside or not. I think I'm going to, just because it's all this like spray in or blow in insulation, which the mice have just gone to town with. When I first got the place and was looking at it, I was surprised that there wasn't more evidence of mice. As I've torn into the house more and more, I found more evidence of them. Go figure, right? So I think I am going to tear all the walls down. I just took off the wood siding in this area, and there's the water barrier, and then it's just straight into the 2x4s. So I think when I do the siding on this house, I'm going to just take all the old stuff off, put on a new vapor barrier and insulation and everything, and just take it down to the bare house. So anyhow, though, I'm done for the night. My goal with this video in particular is going to be that I want to record up until the roof goes on. So that is a big thing that has to be done. I'm kind of just waiting on the weather for that. I'm going to be taking the old roof off and disposing of it, and then I have a crew coming in that's going to just put on new shingles. There's already 3 layers of shingles, so they can't just go over it. I wouldn't want them to anyways, but it's not to code, so it has to be torn off anyways, which is fine with me. So I was trying to use the hose outside because I don't know what it is, but there was a cooler out there outside that had something in it that was quite rank. It smells terrible. It looks like cottage cheese, but it smells like cow shit. And there's 2 bags of it. Unfortunately, my dad opened them up. And so they got everywhere. They were in a cooler. He tipped it over and opened them. So they got everywhere, and I opened it. I took the tractor. He took the tractor and took it to the other side of the property and tried to dump it and cover it. And then he tried to wash the bucket out, but the hose didn't have enough pressure in it to wash the tractor off. And so I just moved a little more today. I found some more of it, and I'm trying to drain the pipes right now. That's a low ceiling. So I've currently got the water for the house cracked. That doesn't actually look that bad. I'm gonna shut off, but you can see it was just draining brown there for a little bit. So here, within a short while, I plan on trying out the water heater. I think this is a relatively new unit. Nope, 04. That ain't new. I thought it was 2004. So, oh well, maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. But I'm just gonna let this drain, and then obviously there's a lot of rust in it. This is the first time that any of the pipes over on this side of the house have been used. So what I need to do now is take that connection right there out, pull the pipe outside, and then take that valve apart outside and see if I can't figure out why I don't have water pressure through that line. You guys see a reason why it'd be blocked or wouldn't flow? I think I do. Alright, so we're back outside working on the shed. So the only part of the shed that was original was this area right here. So I put in from here all the way over and all this. It was all open. It blocks a pretty good amount of the wind. This is on the east side here. Or sorry, this is the west side. There's a lot of wind over here. But all the corners are nicely capped and everything. It's all into the ground so wind doesn't go under it. It'll probably make it rust quicker, but I'm not too worried about that. And then over here, you can see this top part is done, and it's actually done pretty well. There was a long piece that was hanging down here and flapping around, so I replaced that with that shorter piece. And so now I'm going to start using these sheets, and I'm going to come along and fill in the bottom here. And these are all hanging out just because I took all those nails out. So hopefully this will get filled in quickly, and then all the longer pieces will get put across here, and then I hope I have enough to just fill in underneath them. And then same for the other side over there. There's just a little bit that needs filled in there as well. Wind's starting to pick up. There's a storm coming, but I got this much on. I think I'm gonna do a little playing with the fire over here and try to get some of this grass cleaned up, as I don't really want it to get rained on and then have to deal with that. So I'm gonna try to clean some of this up, get it burned, and then I'm gonna move this stuff into the shed. I'm back from work, back to working on the house. I got the foam taken up in here. Flooring looks all like it's in pretty good shape. Got all my drywall cleaned up. Got the bathroom cleaned to match my new toilet. The bathtub is still kind of dirty, but the previous owner had some CLR, so I'm going to spray that on it. That should take care of it. Cleaned up the rest of the stuff in here. I'm still wearing my shoes, and since I just cleaned it, I don't want to get it muddy. But I'm going to do the other 2 rooms during my stay down here. I'm going to stay the night again tonight. This stuff, it's at the bottom of the stairs. I'm storing in my master bath. I had some homies over, 2 of my friends over this last Friday, and they helped me tear up the carpet and the underlayment for it, and all the nails and stuff are still there, but the vast majority of it is gone. That's the foam from upstairs, and then I got the wood paneling from out here burnt. I got the framework from the old drop ceiling sold, and I got some more sheet metal on the shed. My dad helped me with that. I'm about to go outside and help. Well, he's going to help me work on it some more. So I've already got a container of glass and a couple small containers at home, but these are all full. They've got to either go to trash or scrap or wherever their appropriate location is. I'm trying to recycle as much as I can here. It's getting to the point now where it's either so just mixed in with stuff that it's not worth my time and effort to clear it and clean it all out. I'm just gonna pile it all together, and it's just gonna all go to the go in a dumpster. So I used to have the stump that was here. I finally got it pulled out, grabbed my shovel, and I moved all my metal down here because I'm gonna bring the truck and trailer down again, get that stuff loaded up and take it, like I said, to its appropriate location. But I've started clearing some of this stuff up, this area. You see that big stump right there in the middle. That thing was a brute to get out. I had to do a ton of digging. But I got with the help of my parents, I got the cement pad pretty well cleaned up. Went through it and took out all the recyclables that made sense to. So what's left is going to go into the dumpster, like I was saying. I brought over a bunch of the brick that's here, and a lot of the metal I sorted out. So this thing was a mess. It got sorted out and trimmed up. So tomorrow my goal is to get this front area here sort of cleaned up, get the area over here in behind the house cleaned up, get along next to the cement pad cleaned up. That way everything in behind the house is all nice and clean. I might do some chainsawing to clean up some of the wood that I've got here and give me some more room. And then at that point, when I come back down later in the week, the only areas that I'll have to clean up is over here where we burnt off last week. So I think if I can get all that done, that puts me in a really good spot, because I'm going to try to get a roof on next week. It looks like every day is supposed to be sunny, whereas you can see we're supposed to be getting rain tonight, so that would not make a very good week to do the roof. So if I can get all this stuff cleaned up, though, what I was getting to is that when I have the dumpster here for the roof, I can put all the scrap stuff that's going to the landfill in the dumpster and have that all ready. And obviously there's a ton of stuff right there that's going to go in it. So I think we're in a pretty good spot. It should work out pretty well to do it next week. As long as it's sunny, it should work out pretty well. So I got some tools to clean up here. I'm going to go back inside and work inside. So just taking a quick second here to try to show you how dark the house is. So through the study here and into the kitchen, it's about as light as it can be. That window obviously is space limited by the cabinets. In the study, once I move those totes, it'll be pretty good as well. But coming into this room here, I mean, you can see just the shadows in here. This is why I want to make these windows bigger. I mean, it's basically just completely dark over here. You have just a little bit of light coming in from these windows. And I have the front door open. It's even darker with that shut. So that is why I need bigger windows down here. And yes, that is just a hole outside. That was there. I have my Starlink running through it now. I've been working on the dining room and the living room since 8 a.m. It is now almost 2 p.m. So I have all the carpet stripping torn up. That's pretty easy. That stuff pries up easy. What does not pry up easy is all the little staples they used to keep the underlayment down. So everything is pried up. She's 100% ready to be sanded now, just like the upstairs is. Man, my back hurts so bad from doing this. I'm glad that this is the end of it, because I'm at the point right now where I would just pay somebody to do it. It's not worth the pain, but man, it looks good. There's a lot of spots in here that I'm a little bit worried about. These lighter spots I'm going to fill in with other wood that matches the original house wood. I'm going to have some extra from when I cut out the stair hole to go down to the basement, so I can just use some of that wood here. But some of the areas, like right here where the white is, I'm assuming that's mold or something, but there's a big stain right here. All the paint, that'll all come up. I'm not too worried about that. All the darker colors, that's either, I'm pretty sure it's paint. I don't think it's stain, because it's not like uniform. It doesn't look like it soaked into the wood at all. And then over here, I'm really not sure what this is, but that stuff just chisels up. So I gotta take that off at some point, but it can stay there for now, because it's gonna be a while before I finish these floors. But just areas like this, like I'm not sure what's going on here, but I think the worst of it is actually over here underneath this stuff. But overall, pretty happy with it. The wood is actually in pretty good shape. I think having the carpet down really saved a lot of it. Saved a lot of its life. Like in through here, through the main spot where you walk through, it's actually pretty flat. There's not a lot of cupping.
The wood isn't like this. It's more like that, not that. But one thing I have noticed, I'll try to show it to you here, is that this area through here is going like that. So I'm not really sure what's up with that. I'm not sure if this area in here is raised or if this area in here is lowered. I think this is lowered. I'm pretty sure the truss, well, I know that the truss in the basement runs through here. So the story I got with this house from the son was that they've owned the house, like I think I said earlier, between 75 to 95 years. And the father or whoever had this house at the time dug out the basement by hand, raised the house and dug it out, and then poured the foundation and did all the cement block work. And this area up in here is not on cement blocks, it is on like red brick, turned this way instead of, laying flat. So I'm not really sure how much structural support you get from something like that. So I may have to address that truss going through the center of the house. I may have to just redo all of it, which I'm not overly worried about what the size of this house is. I mean, from there to there is not a great distance. So yeah, that finishes up the flooring. This all has to be disposed of in a fire, more than likely. This is all going to go in a dumpster. And now my next project, like I said earlier, is going to be the bathroom. The rest of this needs to get torn out. I've still got a couple hours left. I'm going to stay here, so this is going to be my project for the remainder of the day. So I got everything torn out of the bathroom except for the floors and the walls, which is more or less where I wanted to get to. It's going to take a lot of work to get this flooring up. It does not want to be. I tried tearing some of it up and it's not wanting to be friendly. So thankfully there's not a lot of it. It took me about as long to tear this bathroom out as it took me to take up half a room worth of staples from that carpet. So anywho, we're making progress. Again, I'm not sure how the layout's going to be in this. I think I'm going to make the shower a good bit smaller because if people need a shower that can't use the master shower, then there's probably only going to be one person here. I don't think there's probably ever going to be a situation where there's going to be two people in the shower upstairs and there's going to need to be two people in the shower down here. So I just can't see that happening. So I'm going to make this smaller because right now you could fit two people in here pretty easily. I mean, you got one guy here and your significant other there. I mean, you got tons of room in here. So I think I can shorten this up by a foot, maybe even a foot and a half. So if I can do that, I might rotate it so that it is kind of, instead of walking in this way, you walk in this way, and then the toilet will be here, and then I'll probably have the sink here and the door there, because I was looking at this hutch that I want to take out, and you can see it's all finished. And the only thing holding it in is expanding foam. So I think I can punch that expanding foam out, make sure there's nothing in the bottom of it holding it down. But I think it's all good to go. So I'm pretty thrilled about that it can come out. And once it comes out, then all these walls can come out, because as you can see, the original joists are here. None of this is structural in here. So, and I think it's hilarious that they ran the water to that above the floor of the floor that it's on, instead of running it underneath in the basement. But I guess that's a minor detail. I swept it up so it's not quite so disgusting. Man, I can't wait to get this shit torn out, man. It's disgusting. It makes my skin crawl working in here. I'm gonna go home and have a nice hot shower. I went to Home Depot, got some Kills, and my goal is to get the basement starting to be kind of whipped into shape so I can start storing some of this stuff down here, because I don't really like having gas and oil and whatnot in my living room. Or this is the dining room, actually. So, also, I don't know if I mentioned it. This thing, there's a turntable and an 8-track player in there. So that's pretty cool. I'm not gonna open it up now, but I have some pictures of it that I'll throw in. I want to take the back panel off because I have a feeling there's speakers in there. If there's speakers in there, I would like to tie in to the record player and the 8-track player and put like a CD player in there, and then maybe put like a jack in the back so I can hook my phone into it through USB or something, and have like a separate amplifier that feeds everything, and maybe have like a multi-purpose little deal here that I could have. I don't know. All the systems I'm going to have in this house are going to be loud enough to hear it probably over the entire property, and probably the neighbors will hear it, so I don't know where I'd really use this, but it's pretty cool. But got kills to do the basement. I drove the dually down with the intent to pick up recycling and scrap, and I ended up finding a lot more scrap, and I've only been through half the property. So that's what I spent yesterday doing. I picked up a bunch of scrap back there. There's some scrap inside the shed. I have not even gone through the center section right here, which I need to do. I need to go over the that, and I need to go over the second pad over there. So there's still a lot left that I need to go through, but the reason for getting all the metal picked up is I'm trying to just make it a little easier to get around. As you can see, I cut up all the trees that were piled around the fire, and then all the scrap obviously is going away because I've got a dumpster getting delivered on Monday. Today is Friday. I took Monday off work so that I can be here the full Monday through Friday, and then the goal is to have a new roof on the house by this time next week, or maybe Saturday of next week, depending on when the roofing company can get here. So unfortunately, the place I'm going to take my scrap to closes kind of early, so I kind of got to get after it and get the rest of this stuff picked up, but I'll show you what it looks like before I leave. So I'm starting to load up. I'm about done pulling stuff out of this place. I'm not literally, there's a ton left, but I am done. My back is shot. It is so sore. Once I get this roof on, I'm going to take a week or two of just chilling out from working on this place, because I physically just can't keep up working on it for this many hours. So I got that little pile there. I got this bed spring here, some of this other wire, which that was a real bear to pull out. You can see there's a bunch of black dirt right there, and it was pretty much under all that. So that was a bear to pull that out. And then I have this pile of junk here. So I'm not really sure how I'm going to fit all this on the trailer, because there's not a whole lot of room left. I think some of it's probably going to have to go in the bed of the truck, which I'm not thrilled about, but it is what it is. I'm going to get it loaded up and get it out of here. All right, we're all loaded up and ready to hit the road. Let's see how much it weighs. I'm working on taking the roof off. It's finally getting done. I got these sides down to one layer. I've got the north facing side down to one layer as well. So I need to get this northern east facing side finished, but it's going pretty well. They're fitting in the dumpster real well, so I'm gonna keep after it. What's up, guys? We are returning to the video now after a short break of recording because I was friggin' busy, but we have a new roof. Look at that, I'm thrilled. So it was a bit of an adventure. So
as I've said on the channel before, I work weekends. I work Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So I ended up taking Monday off of this week. At the end of last week, when I decided I was going to do the roof this week, it was clear sailing the whole way through, no rain. I said, all right, awesome. I had come to agreement with the roofing company, which they're awesome people, great people to deal with. And I said, all right, I'm doing it. So I took Monday off of work. So I'd have Monday through Friday to work on it. The original plan was for them to come on Saturday. Today, actually. Today is Saturday. I came down here after work, and they're going to do the roof originally today. And so I start working on it Monday. And let me tell you, I'm not like a weak guy, you know. I bench over 300. I deadlift over 300. I squat close to 400. Damn my long legs. But I tell you what, roofing is not for the faint of heart. I think this whole house, I've probably said it before and I don't recall, but I think this whole house was pretty much built by the owner. I'm pretty sure he did the roofing, and it was bastardized just like the rest of the houses. So, I mean, the shingles were nailed in the wrong spot. I didn't notice it. The roofing company noticed it and told me. Like all of the actual farmhouse was 2 layers thick. The front and rear additions were both 1 layer thick, so they came off pretty easy. But there were spots where it was like almost 5 layers thick, like 4 to 5 layers thick, from where he had tried to patch it. I came across 5 different fasteners. I came across structural nails, roofing nails, Phillips head screws, Torx head screws, and the screws that you hold metal roofing or siding on with. 5 different fasteners. So that ate up a ton of my time. This roof has to be ancient because the first layer came off pretty much as shingles, you know, like the whole sheet, but the second layer, the bottom layer, it just crumbles. Like I'm sitting on the dumpster right here, and you guys can see, let's see here, like the whole bottom was just little squares like that. So it was just super tedious. The nails didn't want to come up. So, and I mean, the roof, that pitch right there is super steep. I'm not a roofer. I am just a hobo that happens to use his hands a little bit more than the average guy. But I don't know what pitch that is, but it's freaking steep. So I ended up having the east side of the house on the south done, if that makes sense to you guys. And then I had the north side of the house on the east side. I had that all down to 1 layer. So they came in and looked at it so I worked the Monday, I worked the Tuesday, and I was shot Tuesday. And then Wednesday it rained. So that sucked. It pretty much stormed all day. Water got into the house, but it was not terrible. I had a little bit of cleaning up to do, took a little bit of time, you know, did that, and got that all situated, and went right back to working on the house on Thursday. Thursday they came out because they were going to start putting underlayment down on the stuff that I already had taken off. They came out, took one look at the roof, and because it's an old roof, it has 1x6s that are spaced apart. And in order to keep it up to code, they put 1xs in between the 1x6s. But they left like a 1-inch gap, or like a 1 1/2 inch gap on top and below each of those 1xs, 1x1s. So they're like, we can't shingle over this. And unfortunately, when they came and did the estimate at first, I showed them pictures from the attic of what it looked like, and they said that, yeah, that was fine. So there's unfortunately a little bit of a miscommunication there. I didn't really feel like they had an adequate grasp of what it was like, since it's just one, you know, picture in a dark attic. I would have rather they came in and look at it, but you know what, it is what it is. So they said, we're gonna have to plywood over the whole house. And I'm like, well, that's not getting done this week, and I wanted it done this week because like I work today, tomorrow, and Monday, and then next week there's 2 days already that are showing up of rain. So I really would have no chance to do anything unless I take this week off. And if I take this week off, then I have like no vacation time, and it's already, what is this, April, and I don't want to burn, 3/4 of my vacation time. Well, I guess it'd probably just be like half my vacation time here at the beginning of the year. So I want to get it done. I said, you know what? You guys bring in your crew. You guys tear off the little bit that's left. You guys do whatever you need to with the plywood. You guys finish it out. So I stayed Thursday night into Friday, and Thursday night was pretty rough on me. After hearing that, knowing that the price was going to go up, which the owner of the company, bless her heart, she did me very well, and I greatly appreciate it, because I know she could have charged me, I'm sure, a ton more. But we got along real well. She's a really nice lady. And as you guys have seen, the pads that I want to put up sheds on, I'm definitely going to use her for that. And if I need siding work and whatnot, I already told her that they'd be my first call. So probably my only call, because I'm sure they'd do it. But anyway, so after hearing the price was going to go up and having the stress of you spend 4 days working on this path, and at the last second, yep, that's not going to happen, we got to do this. And then, obviously the costs associated with that. I was not happy about that. Not that it's their fault. I mean, it's kind of just what it is. It's an old house. You're going to run into this stuff, and I'm aware of that, but it still sucks to hear it. And then, it rained for 2.5 hours that night, and I had the roof completely open at that point. So I took some recordings of it, and like you can hear, I'm in the bed. I had to roll the bed to part of the house that hadn't been shingled yet, and or hadn't had the shingles taken off, so that the water wouldn't drip on me, because pretty much the whole upstairs of the house got wet, which I was not thrilled about. They tried tarping it. The tarp ripped and blew off, because this is in the middle of a field. There is nothing to stop wind out here, so it just ripped that sucker clean off. And so I got to sleep listening to water running down my walls and landing on my floors, and that was not very good to hear after the previous news. So I was not thrilled that night. I was quite upset, but I trusted these guys that they would do a good job. They did. They nailed it. They came in at 7 in the morning. I think there was 9 people, including the lady who I was talking to and her husband, which kind of run the whole deal, and then 7 of the workers, and then I was in there working as well, not putting roofing down, because need to have their workers doing that because of warranty and all that, but I was helping cleaning up and just wherever I could. So it ended up working really well. The guys were awesome to work alongside. So yeah, it's all done. I ended up going with a black shingle. I was originally going to go with a blue tinted shingle. I ended up going with the black because I am thinking of doing either a dark charcoal or a dark navy blue siding. I think with the dark roof, all the white accents around the windows, and what are those called? Soffitting, whatever. I think that'll look really good, and then I can have the landscaping, the shrubs and stuff, it'll all turn out, and I think the color will match and be very nice. The house will stand out, but it won't be obnoxious, and it should look good out here throughout all the seasons. I think it's going to work out pretty well. So now that all that's done, I can really start moving on the inside of the house. I'll take you guys through a tour here when I'm done talking about this, and we'll get a standing of where everything is at on the property before I close this video. But like I showed you already, I'm sitting in the dumpster. I got some more stuff to throw in here from the bathroom and toilets and coolers and junk. So I gotta work tomorrow. I gotta be up at 4:30, so I gotta get rolling on this, and it's getting dark. But that's where the house is at. This is real close to ending out the video. I'm really thrilled about where we're at so far. I have a lot of hope looking forward now that my roof is sealed up. You know, it still leaks water in through the walls, or not through the walls, but the windows and around the siding, but that's incredibly minimal compared to what was happening before. So I'm going to start really tearing into it here shortly. So this is the property. This is about probably, I think it's 2 weeks after I recorded that video. I've just been kind of tinkering around, taking it easy. Doing that roofing, man, it took it out of me. So obviously the dumpster's gone. I've got another load of Toyota parts. I'm starting to bring my workout equipment down here, but there is so much stuff that got taken out of here with that dumpster. We were able to fit a ton of stuff in it, and the dumpster was rated for 2 ton, and I calculated out that I had probably just under 4,000 pounds of shingles in it. And that's not including drywall, toilets, coolers, all the other stuff that I listed previously. And I never got charged an extra tonnage. So I'm cool with that. But you can see a lot of stuff is getting taken out. The pad is now cleaned off. Everything that's on the pad is either for scrap, recycling, or electronics. And then brick. I got all my logs moved together. My dad started working on clearing out over there. The whole property is now burnt off. So what I've been working on today is, you might remember over there were some TVs. Those are on the pad now. I'm just picking up all the crap that's laying in the yard because I'm probably gonna have to mow next week. It's already getting really tall, especially over here where we burnt off the first area. So I'm pretty thrilled though. It's really coming together really fast for the property, which it kind of needs to now that the grass is growing, you know. So that is sort of just what it is. But we're gonna take a trip inside here. I've not done anything with this back addition yet. It's a complete mess. I think I've thought about it some more. I'm actually gonna contact the electric company and talk to them about possibly moving the panel. Well, I'll move the panel, but having them move the meter to be mounted on the house, like over in this corner. So remember, this is going to be where the stairs come down for the basement. That door is going to be gone. I'm thinking about putting a window here, having the meter come in here, bring the wiring down, and have the box underneath the stairs, and then just completely getting rid of this rear addition here that we're looking out into. Completely getting rid of it. Like I said, I want to make the basement a walkout since I'll be having the stairs here. So then I'll have a door here that will just lead out onto a porch here instead of having this, because it's not built very well. 2x4s on 2-foot centers. I mean, for the size that this is, I guess it's okay. But I mean, if you just do a little bounce on the floor goes with you. It's not built well. The foundation's terrible, and I still have yet to see how it's even attached to the house. So that's no good. I know I said I wanted to get this out and work on the bathroom some more. That just hasn't happened. With the roof coming into play so quickly, I had to focus on that, and then now that I have to mow, I had to focus on that. So all the stuff for the toilet and whatnot was staged there. That got gone. All the junk for the flooring is gone. You can see I started tearing out upstairs. I've got some clips of that I'll put in here. Other than that, nothing has really happened. I've just been working outside. That is the majority of it. I got my bed moved into here. Got my subs. I was looking at them this morning just for the heck of it. I know this is a house video, but to touch on the audio stuff, since this is going to be out before some of it, I sold all my extra subs that I had. So now I've got the 2 American Base 12s for the Jetta. I've got the 2 NVX 15s for my Dodge. I've currently got an 8-inch Scar in my Toyota, which that thing's coming out. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. I'll see if maybe one of my friends want it. But I've got 2 Sundown 6.5s, so I'm going to be putting it back into the Toyota. And then I've got these 2 12s, which I'm going to build a box and use for my home stereo. And since they look so wild, you know, I got to put them on display. So this is where all the trim is at for the house. This is some of the lathe that was in good shape that I kept just in case I wanted to do anything with it. And then this is where I've been demolishing everything. I've been keeping it sectioned off so that the rest of the house doesn't get quite so dusty. But I haven't done anything in here other than punch some holes in the ceiling because I wanted to see if I could do it. I can. And then this is all torn out. All the sides are torn out all the way down to the floor. All the insulation's out. That's what's in those bags. This stuff does not burn very good. It you know, it's chemically treated so that it'll resist that, and it does resist it. So this blue room is the next room that's going to be demolished. I want to get all the walls torn down because they all have lath on them, and if this place ever caught fire, it would go up like a matchbox. With how old everything is, I don't think anything's treated as far as the wood to resist fire, because let me tell you, when you throw it on a campfire, it goes up fast. So this is going to be the next room to tackle. I'll be doing it when it's raining, so it looks like there's rain later this week, so maybe I'll work on it this week. But hopefully the rest of the house is going to be pretty easy to tear apart. This room in here was just terrible because there's no lighting. I'm pretty tall, so like you're like level with my head, like right here. So I mean, you don't have much headroom working down there, and even if you get on your knees and work, you're still hitting your head. So it doesn't work out very well, but you don't have that problem out here. So overall, pretty thrilled. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do the drywall up here, because obviously it's got to be done. And if I move my panel, I might be getting into new electrical too. So lots of things that's going to get possibly changed. But so that's going to conclude the video. It's not a very interesting video, but it's kind of capturing just the process that I'm going through of trying to remodel this house. It is, the more I get into it, the more I realize how big of a project it is. But it is what it is. We're into it. It's mine. So we're going to rock it out. I've got some pretty high hopes that I can get the majority of the work done on it this year. It's going to be a long year of work, but that's okay. I can do that. So anyways, the next video is going to pick up wherever it picks up. I appreciate you guys watching this one. Have a great day. Bonus content. Sup, retard?
I think I totally just blew 200 big ones.
Now I'm just gonna work on something else. I'm gonna make a noose.